Good morning, everybody. As we begin Module 2 of the course, in this video I wanted to summarize a couple of important points which I thought transpired during Module 1 and also introduce you to some key points, key elements of the second learning module. So in Module 1 we primarily studied theory, rhetorical theory, discourse community theory, and genre theory, and then towards the end of the module, of course, we tried to apply those theories to instances and cases of business written communication. By and large, I'm pretty pleased with the way we progressed during the first module, but I wanted to bring up a couple of items that are relevant not just to your mastery of the material in this course, but also to your understanding of how I think learning in this course is shaping up and how you should think of your own learning in this course. First, I wanted to bring up the idea that this is going to be a process, especially for those of you who are not in the field of writing studies. I realized full well that the materials that I offered you during the first module may have been difficult, unfamiliar, or even strange for you. That was intentional, and I think if we already knew how to do everything, how to understand everything, and how to function within these materials, within these questions, there would be no point in you taking this class, and there would be no point in me teaching it. So progressing from lack of understanding and in some cases even bewilderment by these difficult readings to a point where you might be able to say, okay, I think I'm getting it, I think I'm now more comfortable using the vocabulary, using the language that I'm being taught, being offered, is a very important thing. And I think the vast majority of you have gone from, in some cases, being completely new to this field to now being able to use the vocabulary and use the concepts and the theories in a much more confident, much more coherent way, and that's a good thing. So remember that learning these things will take time, and learning in general takes time, and learning is a process, and you should not be discouraged by temporary setbacks in your performance, in your assignments. And I will do anything I can to help you learn, to help you become more comfortable with these readings and with these projects. My point number 2 in relation to the first module is that I like giving challenging projects that are challenging within reason, projects that are challenging to a point where you will have to push yourself and yet feel as though you had enough support from me, from your classmates, and from the class readings to be able to complete those projects. So moving on to the second module. The second module is shorter than the first one, and it will be devoted entirely to 2 ideas. How to work together in virtual teams, because that's what we're going to be doing for the rest of the class, and how to work with clients, with real-life clients. So my hope is that by the end of this brief second module, you'll have enough beginning of an understanding of how to be a good virtual team member and what to expect and what not to expect when working with clients. I realize that for a lot of us, both of these topics can cause some anxiety. But I also know that if you are going to become a writing professional in the 21st century, knowing how to do both of those things is extremely important. Virtual teams are indispensable to organizations these days. If you're interested in professional writing in any capacity, you need to have at least a basic idea and a basic set of competencies of how to work as a virtual team member. And the world of work these days is such that very often we don't get a job which we stay for 35, 40 years as our parents might have done before, but we often end up being consultants, we often end up being independent contractors to people outside of our organizations. And so understanding how to work with clients that are not maybe part of our immediate surroundings is a very important professional skill. To give you an example, while I am, of course, a full-time professor here at UCF, I often consult on professional writing issues outside of UCF, and I get hired to deliver workshops, for instance, by the city of Orlando. I've done 3 of those in the last couple of years, And every time it's a new department, every time it's a new contact person, and so I need to figure out what the client's needs are, what their constraints are, what their current level of understanding of the things that they want is, and then tailor my product, as it were. In that case, I'm delivering a product, I'm delivering value to what they need. So working with a client is an essential skill that anyone coming out of this class needs to have at least a basic idea of. And then, of course, I also believe that the best way to learn about business writing is by doing business writing in a real life context. And so that's why we're learning about clients and learning how to work with clients. So this is becoming kind of a long video, but I wanted to make sure that I covered these points. So watch it several times if you need. Ask me any questions about this. Read the rest of the page, and let's get started on the second learning module. It should be a good one. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.